Now we are.
I was thinking of sending James on a mission to the local RCMP so that I threatened to kill him. I am known for that encounter.
Oh, just...
He plays a Judas part, right?
Yeah. Right.
That's who he is.
Okay. Have you finished?
Yes.
That was a left, a curveball. Joel is here. There he is. Say hello.
Howdy.
This is my new.
Is that your real voice?
This is my new
Good, mate.
lounge area where we'll be interviewing the
Studio.
studio. So what an exciting day we had today. All kinds of things.
They fell for it. Yes. They pulled you up.
No,
And I have
first of all-
already changed your original licence to give you an extra 5 years. I'm the fucking king, huh? Canada, your legal driver. That's it.
Lawful.
You got it in your pocket. I made it just for you.
Yes, I know, but I didn't have it on me.
You just take that and show them it. Flex it to them.
Anyway, but let's
fuck
talk.
works,
Let's
yeah.
talk about what happened. Okay, Job, give your version of what happened
Just
today.
eyewitness.
Well, we're driving into
But you had the
town.
camera with you.
We did, but it was battery flat.
Yeah, I didn't know that you had that camera in front. I got a bit of voice on my mobile phone.
You're supposed to take the silver one.
Oh.
It's fully charged. Got 32 gig of space in it.
Well, you saw me take the other one. Why did you not say to me?
I thought
take
you took the silver one.
When have I ever taken the silver one?
Because it's the one I've been using all the time.
Well, I haven't. I rarely
Well,
use
you
the
see
camera.
me using it because the other one's gone strange.
Right, Joel, What happened?
Here we are in quiet little Tugum driving along, and there's cops. Never seen a cop car since.
What time of day was it?
Well, it was
11:55.
11:55.
Yeah, before lunchtime.
Yes.
Thursday.
And what were
morning.
they doing? What was the first thing you wanted me to do?
Breath test in a town with no bottle shops or pubs.
And mostly retired.
Retired,
Yes.
very out of
Or school children.
character. Yeah.
And how many times did I have to blow into it before I got it right?
It's 3, wasn't it?
Yes, finally.
Do it until I say stop.
Oh, dear, that's the bit I missed. Anyway, long story short. Of course, I didn't have my driver's license on me because I actually did change. I changed handbags and grabbed a bunch of things out of it, and that wasn't one of them. So that's what I said to him. It's at home.
But how can he act rationally when there's been 155 or so patents
Well,
on
let's get to
chemtrails?
that. We've got to finish one topic before we pass on to another. It all leads into the story.
It's a good point, though.
Anyway, this guy's just opened the Pandora's box. He doesn't know what hit him. Although I think he was beginning to wonder when
Why he was there.
I challenged him at the window after I finally blew in his and all the rest of it. And he got my address and
I'm looking forward to their film.
found out that of course my license has been suspended through unpaid fines. Of course, I don't even know what the fines are about and all the rest of it.
But
But,
they weren't your fines. They're your
No.
daughters.
yeah, well,
It's as simple as that.
yeah, well, anyway, it doesn't
And
matter.
recorded your name as Marshall.
Yeah.
Margaret
And then
Go
tried to blame me for that. Hello, I have 3 witnesses and that thing. And he says, you gave me the wrong name. After warning me about false information, he thought my first name was Marshall. He didn't ask for my first name, did he?
No.
After all that. Anyway.
But he still hasn't got your first name.
Oh, he finally got it because the people on the radio told him. Came back. So anyway, now we do the song and dance. And I said to him that, look, there's no way I'm paying any of this, so may as well, you can arrest me. In which case he said, well, what did he say? We can make it easy. I can write this out in 5 minutes or take you into the station.
Yeah.
And I said, well, I'll follow you in. I'll follow you in. That's when he said, turn the motor off. Is there another licensed driver in the car? And Karen sticks her hand up and doesn't ask for her license or anything. She could have just been sticking her hand up because she's got Tourette's or something. And go.
But Which I think she has, isn't it?
I'm alive by the end of that. Anyway, so this dude, and then I told him, look, you know, that he had no jurisdiction and blah, blah, blah. And that's, so he goes away, and that's when I phoned you. Do I want to be arrested right now? Should I aim for arrest? And you said, no, okay, all right, well, not today. So what have we got? We've got a couple of bits of paper that has a court date for appearance on the 13th of March at 9:30 a.m. and another pink. Was supposed to front up to the Harvey Bay police station and be fingerprinted for ID. Well, am I looking forward to this? What have I done before? Have I ever turned up for a court appearance? No. I have sent to the magistrate and to the chief of police in Canberra, and I'm going to do it again here in Queensland. It's going all the way to the High Court because, well, not only has everything been collapsed, and here's the UCC filings, that all corporations, governments, banks, etc. have been foreclosed and they've been collapsed. And
Where's
so
the Queens one?
Where's
the Queens one? Queensland, we're in.
Well, yeah. Well. Anyway, so that's been done in America, and that applies for all the world. So that's all good. However, digging a little deeper, that led to, of course, the Governor General of Australia is also the Commander in Chief, and
your sister's best friend.
My sister's best friend, and I took all those documents in 2009. Got speeding fines and all the rest of it. That's when that brought about all the letters to the Commissioner of Police there, or the Chief, whatever his name was, and warning me not to enter Canberra because they would do whatever they were going to do to me after I wrote them this letter, and they didn't know how to handle it. You know, well, it's up to the magistrate and all this kind of thing. He obviously didn't know what to do with it because I just got this warning saying, don't come to Canberra. And I have been back there, I can tell you. I've even walked into the 666 building, which happens to be the ABC, 666 Northbourne Avenue, after I delivered these documents to the Governor General. A homosexual reporter who wasn't interested in anything. His eyes glazed over, as all homosexuals do, and or they fall asleep, as all demons do. Well, he was just staring there all glassy-eyed. And I said to him, you really don't care, do you? And this was about the genocide against the Australian population, that all parties of the government, including the Governor-General, were a party to. So he said, no, he didn't. If it's not a 2-minute snip, they're not interested. So how's that for investigative reporting? Not very good. Anyway, where is all this going? Well, the stars for today. First of all, let's see what the ticket number says, 1989. We'll just revisit some of these. We've done this earlier to have a good laugh.
My name is Cyril.
Cyril the Squirrel?
Yeah.
Okay, first of all...
Mad raging faggot.
What faggot has the name Cyril?
I do.
All right, okay, Hebrew, listening. We've got to get through this. We've got a lot to cover in this little, comedy half hour or whatever. 1989 from 1986, a hammer or mallet. Hammer, as in what a judge. Mallet? Hammer? What do they call that?
From 1986.
From 1986.
Gavel.
Let's go. Yeah, gavel, that's it. 1986. To hammer, stamp, conquer, disband, beat down, break down, overcome, smite with the hammer, which is exactly what I will be doing. I'll take my own gavel if I decide to enter the courtroom. I haven't yet. I've sent all the documentation. So that's what it's all about. That's what I'm going to be doing to them. Now, let's see what it says in Greek. There was something, now, when I got home, and, of course, I'm telling you all about it. We're doing some numbers and all the rest of it. He said, we will write a letter. This is what all of this is all about. Writing the letter, as I have done before, to the Chief of Police in Curl, etc., etc.
Surrender or I'll have your balls out.
Okay, so what does 1980... What is 1989 in Greek? It says to communicate by letter. For any purpose, write a letter unto. Hello.
Coincidence, just because
Now.
the star was at 88.8.
The time was
Attitude.
11:55, and in Greek that's to loan on interest, to borrow, lend, etc. Well, that's what it's all about, these court circuits. It's all about the money, money, money. Now, what is interesting...
So we're charging everybody from the Governor-General down to treason in the government, which I did in 2002.
yes, we will...
I think it was,
do it
the
all
deadline
again.
was June
The Governor-General
17th,
of Australia
2002.
is unlawful.
360 politicians got that.
There's a difference between
Barry Jones in
lawful and legal. Go and find out what it is. Legal is pertaining to the form of, the technique, the form, technicalities, form, which is what it's all about. When something is lawful, it's decreed by God or not. So a man and woman are joined together lawfully in marriage after seed in the womb. They are joined together legally, meaning bound by they become the slave by the legal system that is all about the form. Doesn't matter if they bash the shit out of each other or treat their children that are a product of the marriage, who become wards of the state once they're registered by their birth certificate, etc., etc., etc. That is not, that's the legal system, and that is that's the devil. The legal system is the devil. What God says is lawful is the love and the bond, love and compassion between a man and a woman, extended to their children, and they grow up as the
What are they going to
parents
do
is
with
meant
Ren?
to. With
Burn
Ren.
him at the stake?
Oh, don't, you know, he's an anathema, and all like him, they're an anathema. Go and look it up. Now, what else was there about? Oh, what else was the star? 842, which was...
842 at an altitude of 88.8.
Well, let's see what 842 is.
Another one was 88.85.
Yeah. 842. How about that? Ashra. From 8:33. Happy. And the first thing you said to me this morning, quoting what was said to you in the lockup all those years ago, you said to me, far too happy for your circumstances. And I said, that's me.
That was Port
Coquitlam.
Yeah, there as well.
There is
17th of June, I was committed in 1995.
right.
And the moon shone at 77.7777 to infinity that night. And at the same moment that it happened, there was this lunatic standing in the moonlight looking at me. Frightening the shit out of me. Plus the hair stuck out like this, right?
Right.
Could have been an angel, wouldn't it?
Oh, something I also learned while looking at
Never saw him again.
the Act of 1990 pertaining to the Queensland Police Service is that random breath testing applies, as far as I can work out from what I read in the Act, it applies only to other members of the police service. So anyway, what's this dude's name? It looks like R-O-R-R.
S-O-L, isn't it?
Yes.
Mr. R.
Raw.
Mr. Soft. Arsehole.
He's going to be getting
Robert Soft.
he's going to be getting a letter as well, the magistrate and everybody that
But it's all going up on YouTube.
totally, yep, it's all
And the government had better capitulate because I will have their hits.
absolutely.
Literally.
I mean, the point is that all of this work that is being done by other people on the planet is all well and good, but it doesn't, we're in the judgment. So I've read with interest all that for free will, as long as it's a free will. Well, we've said this before, he rules with a rod of iron, there's no more free will. So if somebody's free will says, well, they will continue to be practicing homosexuals, pedophiles, or
Little dead meat.
murderers, or whatever it is
Whatever
that is
offence.
unlawful, whatever it is, the offence, you're all dead meat anyway. It really doesn't matter. It's all a pile of ashes, from ashes to ashes, dust to dust. And at the end of the day,
Did you know?
What?
There's been 155 patents
Yes.
granted.
since
No, it's 168.
Since what year?
1920.
And what are the patents for?
So that they can do what they want to do and chemtrail and make, in the early days, was clouds and mist,
Mists and
And fog.
fogs. Right.
which I've seen that.
Mm.
Well, it used to happen in Australia.
Mm.
Massacre. Thick as can be,
Mm.
no idea.
I'm going to sneeze. Excuse me. That's one.
Bless you.
Thank you.
Now breathe right out when you're sneezing and see what happens.
I did. Was that?
Your eyes will pop out your
No, breathe out till he says stop.
As you're going to sneeze, you breathe right out. And you go, yeah, like that. That's right.
Anyway, getting back to chemtrails. So, what are we telling you about chemtrails? They've been
Aluminium lasts a year. Powdered
suspended
aluminium in
as part
space.
And it's
particles.
been, they
It
started
causes
with-
Alzheimer's. And
Yeah.
it cuts out the ultraviolet. And that's why a test in Finland showed that the children that was given 4,500 international units of vitamin D per day in Finland, above the 30-degree latitude, that they didn't come down with diabetes
One.
1. And then as they decreased, they were doing a social experiment. They decreased it down to 400 over a period of time. You see how the diabetes level of babies onwards up to
Exponentially.
14-year-olds
Yeah.
spiked.
And of course, as you all know, the intensity of the chemtrailing in the last decades is eliminating
Vitamin D.
vitamin D because there's a lack of sunshine.
You've got to lick a
getting
cat now. They lick themselves because of vitamin D. That's where they get vitamin D from.
Oh, right.
Do you notice
Interesting.
our cat doesn't lick itself?
Oh.
Too lazy.
She's too
It's
lazy.
half Japanese.
So that's how long they've been chemtrailing.
But the other
And
one's a
diabetes-
rag doll.
diabetes-
Pick it up and Ben's happy like
Diabetes 1 is a
Put a
direct
Maine
result
Coon rag doll,
of the
everything like-
chemtrailing, lack of vitamin D because they're
All she
blocking
does
out
is
the
eat flies
sun
all day.
to depopulate the planet. So what else can we say?
At 1729,
What?
the numbers there were 1729. Look up 1729.
1729. Gosh, that 17 minutes went quickly when you're having a rave,
A ripping
a
yarn.
ripping yarn. There you go.
What's happening?
Oh.
At the D.
Deficient in, lacking vitamin D.
Give us a Hebrew.
Hebrew. Let's see. A hook for fishing. Fish hook properly, fishery. Now it's interesting because they talked about cod liver oil that they were feeding children, and
That's a
just
1728.
from there, of course, comes some vitamin D.
Mm.
1728. A fisherman, fisher.
There's your 1771 number. You divide that by a solar year, and what do you got?
What have you got?
The date from my birth
Mm.
that Prince Charles was born, the beast.
How about that? Okay, anything else?
It was a day I climbed the fence and let that little boy out and just
Right.
after him, and his mother was electrocuted by this idiot who wired it up, which my father did. I told him at 4, I was 4.848 years old. So a week before that, he wired this up, vacuum cleaner up. I said, he's got the red wrong in the wrong spot. He put it on the earth. So when she went to switch it on in the bathroom and touched the tap, it electrocuted her.
Hey, I just looked up 1929 and you were talking about your father.
Yeah.
What an idiot he was. 1929. Expressing grief. Woe. Worth. That's what your father was.
You'd say to me, you'd argue with Christ, you would. I'd say you aren't.
To give over. By hand or surrender. Deliver unto. Give. Let. Hey! Her drive. Offer.
Well,
Anything
yes,
else?
we're also doing a dialogue back and forwards with the insurance company now through our agent, and who offered us what, $2,000 for the car.
Yeah, something like
This
that.
cost $3,000 to paint it.
Yeah. Anyway, it's all part of the fun and games. Hey, what else has happened today? We got the cigarette lighter from the Wreckers.
Yep.
Replacement
1650,
lighter.
look it up.
1650.
It's everything's a setup.
Proof, conviction, evidence, reproof. This was after the pullover by the
policy enforcer.
meaning to join, abridge, Geshur, district of Syria. Okay.
So what they're doing is depriving children in Finland on babies is 4,500 international units of vitamin D. And then they reduced it over time, and each time they reduced it, there was a upturn in the amount of incidence of vitamin D deficiency, producing diabetes 1 in babies. Babies. So then they decreased it down to 400 international units. And the spike went through the roof. At the same time, they're chemtrailing, cutting out vitamin D coming down from the sun.
Yeah.
That's why I said go lick a cat.
Yeah.
They are a vitamin D siphon, if you like. You could probably just breathe them. Put them in some sort of inhaler. Sniff a cat, right, and squeeze it. Get vitamin D, right?
Or you can buy it in a capsule.
They're going to try and cut it out.
A capsule.
Capsule, there you go.
So the vitamin D, so 5,000 international units or more, 15,000 I just took, plus what I did this morning. And you've seen how we've got films of how my arms were all crispy and beaten like I'd been scourged with Captain Ninetails. Right? Yeah. We've got film out there. And now my skin is back to youthfulness. Now these legs here were 3rd degree burned.
Right.
And I healed it with vitamin E.
Yeah.
3 days. I'm standing in the hospital, right? I got a pair of shorts on. Propane had blown up. Right, this faulty hose. And I'd been in liquid propane and then set alight because I had the bloody torch in my hand, right? And as the stuff came up, and boom, off I go. My father's with me, witnesses it. So I go to the hospital and he says, don't tell you. He told Mrs. What's her name? I was building a house at the back and she painted it yellow and she wanted yellow. And I went there one day and there was a canary jumping back and forth. All I guess it was the eyes. It's the same colour, canary yellow. Anyhow, boom, go to the hospital. Dad tells this woman, don't let Mum know. So she immediately rings and tells her. Mum's now ringing up the hospital to see how badly burnt I am. And I'm standing there in my shorts, black to me bloody thongs. Right? This idiot is wanting medical proof. So I said to you, fuckwit, I'm burnt to my feet. Get me on a gurney and some vitamin E on me. Right? So the first thing they do, they put this gauze on you and then they rip it off. I said, fuck this. So I got up and left, right? And I then hired a caravan down the coast, Bateman's Bay. And for 3 days, the kids and I were riding around the bikes. And I rubbed myself with vitamin E and I healed myself in 3 days. So I come back with absolutely no scars. So it's just a little bit of a pink rash at the back here. Maybe that's a remnant of where I was starting to go crispy there the other month ago. So now the vitamin D has reduced it all back to youthfulness. So you get younger. You actually, you've got to start somewhere with a telomere. And once one starts, it tells the other ones how to do it. It's a thinking thing, right? So that's what's happening. Reversing age. All right, so we got them all by the balls here. And
so much fun.
the Governor-General, she's out of business since when? How many years ago?
Well, she was never in business anyway.
That's what I'm saying. How long ago did it change?
Well, I don't know. That's the part that nobody knows.
In any case,
Yeah.
for a very long time, the Governor-Generals, probably
Have
back
been-
before the First World War,
Yeah.
or Second World War,
Well, no.
Vietnam.
It would more than likely be to do with the Australia Act, which was 1984 or whatever, 86.
Well, he's still going to war somewhere.
1986. Yeah, they've then been swearing allegiance
To the Australian
under the Australian seal
seal.
and to Queen Elizabeth, all capital letters, which means it's the imposter, and with the Australian seal is copywritten. So that's the corporate identity. Corporate identity and Commonwealth, all capital letters. So the corporate beast, which has all been, they've all been collapsed.
Listening room.
Yes, it is. It is, babe. Now, it's late. It's 11:38, and that rhymes.
Look up 11:38.
No.
Saw that one coming.
Bunny.
What a bunny.
11:29. Built Bunny or Bunite. Bunny. B-U-N-N-I.
No, you're the bunny.
Yeah, you get to.
11:38 Greek.
David, the Israelite king. Hello! David.
It's the bunny.
I'm the
Oh,
bunny.
isn't that my sense of humour or not?
Yeah, it's also your spelling.
Look, this bullshit way of spelling it really gives me shit.
Look
It's
up
got to be phonetic.
restoration in the
It's
concordance,
restaurant.
and it's spelt like restaurant. AU instead of OR. Speaking of AU, we at the records today.
Who's
Phil-
right?
Who's right? Oh, you are, darling.
Of course. It was there. This is the oldest one in the bloody book. That's how you spell restoration. Like restaurant.
Yeah, in days when they didn't have
So
restaurants.
today they've reversed it all on purpose. That when you go to a restaurant, you go to eat.
Instead
No,
of
you go to be restored.
restored.
Organic. Got to get rid of all the food things across America. They're disgusting.
Oh, the feedlots. We
All
watched
quinoa
Food
oil,
Inc.
soy
again,
oil, it's
guys.
all got to
If you haven't
go.
already watched it, go and watch Food Inc. It's disgusting.
Stop eating chickens and meat.
We bought organic apples today.
It takes 12 pounds of soy or corn soy, to make 1 pound of beef to eat. So in other words, if you didn't eat meat in America,
Yeah.
you would have 12 times the food that you presently have available to you.
That's right. That's what all the vegan people have been saying for a very long time.
And you grow your apples in orchards with chicken hunger.
Yes, I was told by
But nature's songs
Yeah.
coming back.
Chickens
crickets
Eat the
and-
White Moth that we bought organic apples today, paid $7.95 for them per kilogram,
What?
$8.95 for the
Plum.
nectarines. Now, of course, feedlot animals fed on soy and corn and all the rest of it, it sets up E. coli in their stomach. And then it only takes 10 days to clear once they start eating on grass again. But yeah, it's all rotting in their stomachs because they can't digest it. It sets up E. coli. And that little boy who died, his mother, of course, is championing the cause for food labelling and safe food handling.
Even to the
and all
point
this
she
stuff.
couldn't talk about it because she'll be sued.
Yes, you can't criticise.
You can't even photograph feedlots now.
No, you can't do that, but you can't criticise.
You can't
You
give
can't-
food away to people next door.
That's right. And you can't criticise. If you don't like something, food-wise, over there, you can't say anything about it to anybody. She just said, I cannot tell you her thoughts on food products that she was tasting or whatever. You cannot make public comments. And that was all after Oprah sent the market down when she made whatever comment she did about beef, the beef industry all those years ago. So, God bless America. Not this God.
Right.
Okay, anything else?
Judaism is finished.
Mm.
Every Jew's got to convert, or I'm going to hunt them down. Beheading, it's called.
Well, it's
They got the Arabs to do it.
well, it's all pretty well. Well, it's all preordained, isn't it? Enoch sets the tone for the reaping, and it all happens in front of the righteous, the holy, and Almighty God, who's on the earth, back in His temple, upon His throne.
A chameleon of sorts. A chameleon of sorts. That's what I was trying to say.
Is that why you're wearing two shirts? You're changing your shirts.
I've already done it. When I come down, I'd like this one.
Yes, I know. It's like,
You didn't know.
That's what I said to you. You're such a dork. And what did we find out this week? I found out what a dork is.
I didn't know that.
No, I didn't know that. Fine, I'm not going to tell you.
Well,
Well.
I never.
Yes. All right. I've said it before. I'll say it again. It's 11:43.
Oh, look the number. No, it's 11:52. No,
11:52.
No,
No,
it's
it's
1:55.
31:57.
1:57, is it?
31:59. 32. Oh, we'll never get out of here. Okay, 32:07. Oh, no listing in Greek. Why is that, babe? Explain to the world why.
I took 101 out. Between 32:02 and 33:03, they're all missing. Like, isn't it stupid?
Mm-hmm.
So you go to all those numbers in Hebrew, but at a ratio of the Fibonacci number. Because the number of words in the Hebrew is 8674, which is 3168 when it's days, or years, rather, one or the other. But there's only 5624 in the New Testament, so the ratio between the two, like it might be 127 or something, that is how many you go forward. So you go to the same number in 3201 and add that ratio. And that's the number you read in Hebrew, and that's what it means.
Right.
That's why they took it out.
Mm.
They do it right the way through to same equivalent to 3303. Who will open? So some people may wonder why we are measuring distances from the first eclipse after I was born. So it's pretty obvious. So it crosses a 25-degree latitude, and the distance to where I was born is 8.8 miles. Okay. The last one, Prince Charles's birthday, missed out by 10. That was November the 14th. Right? This year, last year.
2012.
2012. That's 942 miles from where I was born, Jesus again. But you say, why are we in Tugun? Well, it's 973 kilometres to where I was born, and that's how many times the word Jesus is found in the 942 verse. It's getting pretty neat, you know? Then you measure from the 888.8 mile solar eclipse of 1944, 25th of January, which is 8888.8 miles. Today is Trinity's birthday, and she was 8.888 years old when I was 69, which is 70 Hebrew years. But from that eclipse to this location, we've got Jesus, one way, and then we've got Almighty God. And the number is
7706, isn't it?
7706.5, which is farther, nautical miles. And that number is all Monaco. That's what we're in. And the girls sleep through it.
They can see the replay.
It's not the bloody point, is it? You're in with God, you go to bed.
Hello? Well, we all do it sometime.
Yeah, but not with me. They go by themselves, right? They should be watching what's going on. If I was them, I would. Right? These are the elect. Oh, dear me. And the cat and the house at the same time.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
All right, so we've got them short and curlies, no worries. And they better capitulate. It's final fucking warning. So go ahead, make my day.
Well, I'm kind of hoping they won't. Night, guys. Love you all. He goes away, and that's when I phoned you. Do I want to be arrested right now? Should I aim for arrest? And you said no. Okay, all right. Well, not today. So, what have we got? We've got a couple of bits of paper that has a court date for appearance on the 13th of March at 9:30 a.m. and another pink. Was supposed to front up to the Harvey Bay police station and be fingerprinted for ID. Well, am I looking forward to this? What have I done before? Have I ever turned up for a court appearance? No. I have sent to the magistrate and to the chief of police in Canberra, and I'm going to do it again here in Queensland. It's going all the way to the High Court because, well, not only has everything been collapsed, and here's the UCC filings, that all corporations, governments, banks, etc. have been foreclosed and they've been collapsed. And
Where's
so
the Queen's one?
Where's
the Queen's one? Queensland we're in.
Well, yeah. Well. Anyway, so that's been done in America, and that applies for all the world. So that's all good. However, now we are.
I was thinking of sending James on a mission to the local RCMP so that I threatened to kill him. I am known for that in Canada.
Oh, just
he plays a Judas part, right?
Yeah, right.
That's what he is.
Okay. Have you finished?
Yes.
That was a left, a curveball. Joel is here. There he is. Say hello. This is my new.
Is that your real voice?
This is my new lounge area where we'll be interviewing the
studio.
Yeah, studio. So, what an exciting day we had today. All kinds of things.
They fell for it. Yes. They pulled you up. I have already changed your original license to give you an extra 5 years. I'm the fucking king, huh?
Right.
Canada, your legal driver. That's it.
Lawful.
You got it in your pocket. I made it just for you.
Yes, I know, but I didn't have it on me.
You just take that and show them. Flex it to them.
Anyway, but let's talk about what happened. Okay, Joel, give your version of what happened today.
Eyewitness.
Well, we're driving into
Did you have the
town.
camera with you?
We did, but it was battery flat.
Yeah, I didn't know that you had that camera in front. I got a bit of voice on my mobile phone.
You're supposed to take the silver one. It's fully charged. It's got 32 gig of space in it.
Well, you saw me take the other one. Why did you not say to me?
I thought you took the silver one.
When have I ever taken the silver one?
Because it's the one I've been using all the time.
Well, I haven't. I rarely use it.
Well, you shouldn't be using it because the other one's gone strange.
Right, Joel. What happened?
Here we are in quiet little Tugum driving along, and there's cops. Never seen a cop car since.
What time of day was it?
Well,
11:55.
11:55.
Yeah, before lunchtime.
Yes.
Thursday
And what were they
morning.
doing? What was the first thing you wanted me to do?
Breath test in a town with no bottle shops or pubs.
And mostly retired.
Retired,
Yes.
very out of
Or school children.
character. Yeah.
And how many times did I have to go in?
Margaret
Yeah.
go
And then
like
tried to
this.
blame me for that. Hello, I had 3 witnesses in that thing. And he says, you gave me the wrong name. After warning me about false information, he thought my first name was Marshall. He didn't ask for my first name, did he?
No.
After all that. Anyway.
But you still hasn't got your first name.
Oh, he finally got it because the people on the radio told him. Came back. So anyway, now we do the song and dance. And I said to him that, look, there's no way I'm paying any of this, so may as well, you can arrest me. In which case he said, well, what did he say? We can make it easy. I can write this out in 5 minutes or take you into the station.
Yeah.
And I said, well, I'll follow you in. I'll follow you in. That's when he said, turn the motor off. Is there another licensed driver in the car? And Karen sticks her hand up and doesn't ask for her license or anything. She could have just been sticking her hand up because she's got Tourette's or something and go.
Which I think she has, isn't it?
I'm not by the end of that. Anyway, so this dude, and then I told him, look, that he had no jurisdiction and blah, blah, blah. And that's, so he did before I got it right.
It's 3, wasn't it?
Yes, finally.
Do it until I say stop.
Oh, dear, that's the bit I missed. Anyway, long story short. Of course, I didn't have my driver's license on me because I actually did change. I changed handbags and grabbed a bunch of things out of it, and that wasn't one of them. So that's what I said to him. It's at home.
But how can he act rationally when there's been 155 or so patents
Well,
on
let's get to
chemtrails?
that. We've got to finish one topic before we pass on to another. It all leads into the story.
It's a good point, though.
Anyway, this guy's just opened the Pandora's box. He doesn't know what hit him. Although I think he was beginning to wonder when
Why he was there.
I challenged him at the window after I finally blew in his and all the rest of it. And he got my address and
I'm looking forward to the film.
found out that, of course, my licence has been suspended through unpaid fines, of course. I don't even know what the fines are about and all the rest of it.
But
But,
they weren't your fines. They're
No.
your daughter's.
yeah, well,
It's as simple as that.
yeah, well, anyway, it doesn't
And
matter.
he recorded your name as Marshall.